In the previous tutorials, we discussed how to put in a curtain wall, how to make modifications to that curtain wall, then also how to put in a storefront uh, as a window and as a other elements such as this door element, using the storefront to create a door into the community room. The next thing we're going to do is look at kind of a standard fixed window and how we apply or set a fixed window into the building. And we're going to do that by putting windows on the east side of the building right here. We can see it doesn't have any windows or openings. This is a stairwell right here. If you remember, this is also a stairwell. This is an egress door. And right here is kind of the core. Let's go into the floor plan. Look at that real quick. Okay, is the mechanical between that door that I showed you and the curtain wall on the east elevation is a mechanical room, a men's restroom, a janitor closet, a women's restroom, and then a conference room. And what we're going to do is I want to put a window because I like light into as a design element into any space that I can get it into. And so we're going to add a window here to the women's and men's restroom as well as the janitor's closet. We're going to go into the east elevation and we're going to put them up there. Since they're going into restrooms and janitor closets, I'm going to make this window relatively high and small. We're going to stay with our 32 inch by 32 inch that we've been working on and then kind of work from there. So to add a window, just a conventional either fixed or hung window, we go into Architecture tab into Windows, and you'll see a list. This list is already, the fixed windows are already put in here, okay? And where do those fixed windows come from and where do other windows? Well, they're in the same location as most other things. They're in the family. And so if we go to Load a Family, and then go down here to Windows, we'll see that there's a whole series of windows, different types of awning window, and then they also include fenestrations such as skylights and a pyramided skylight, a ridge skylight, a rounded skylight. But what we're interested in is this fixed set of windows, and you'll see windows here, bay windows, casement windows. And then, of course, every manufacturer, every major window manufacturer now creates BIM models and Revit models of their equipment so that you'll use them. And you can see fixed windows right here, and that's what we're going to use. We already have that loaded in, so I'm not going to bother to load that in. What we don't have loaded in under fixed windows, okay, and let's go over here to our families. There's our families. If we look in the windows right here, we'll see fixed windows. And what I want to do is add to this a 32-inch wide window to match our module and the brick module, as well as then its height, though I only want it to be 16 inches. So I'm going to set it to 16 inches. And there doesn't exist that. This is a 16-inch wide, 48-inch long. Okay, so what I'm going to do is click on Fixed, and we'll use a new type here. And you'll see it created a window here. And so the first number should be its width. So it's 32 inches wide. And then by 16 inches tall. Okay, so I'm going to create that window, and then I'm going to open it. So we're going to go in here and type properties. And you'll see several properties of the window. The wall closure by host, okay? That means whatever wall is hosting it. And then construction type, that's not filled in, but you'll see glass pane material is glass. That's just clear, simple, clear glass. And then the sash material is what we normally refer to as the frame of the window. And so that sash is set to some default sash material. We're going to change that here in just a second. But the first thing we're going to do is resize the window. So its height, instead of being 4 feet, it's going to be 16 inches. So that was pretty easy. And then default sill height, okay? How far do we want the bottom of the window, which is the sill of the window, right? How far do we want that up from the floor? And I'm going to put this at about 6 foot 8 inches so that when the finish height of the window will be at 8, the head of the window will be at 8 feet. And then its width, of course, is 16 inches. So this is 32 inches. This is how far it's inset from the outside. It's set to 3/4 inch right now. I'm going to set this, well, we'll just leave it at 3/4 inch. Really doesn't matter. It would matter in case of our design and how we wanted to do things, but for us today, not a big deal. And then on the sash, I want to change this to our aluminum so that our frame is the same color. Oh, I chose to create that as a parameter. No, I'm just going to select in here and go and add that window in as an aluminum. So ALUM, aluminum. Let's see what comes up. There's our aluminum that we used on our curtain wall as well as on our storefront. And then the glass, since this is going into restrooms, I'm going to want a frosted glass. I don't want a clear glass on it. And so I'm going to go in here and click on here. And in this case, glass. And I don't see one automatically what I'm looking for. I'm going to go down here into my libraries and see what glass frosted. There you go. That's the one I want. So I'm going to I have to hit the up arrow. That's going to put it into the frosted glazing here in my current project materials. Okay, so here's my current project materials. This is the libraries that Revit loads when it loads. If this is closed, let me see if I can. Anyway, so oh yeah, if this is closed, you just need to scroll it up so that you can see the AEC materials. Okay, so I changed that to frosted glass. I'm going to apply that, say okay. It's now frosted glass, which is great. And so now I'm ready to put that window in. And I'm going to put that window in from level 1. So let's go to level 1. And so to put that window in that I just created, I'm going to go into architecture, into Windows, and then I'm going to go down here and find my 32-inch by 16-inch window right there. And you'll see the sill height right now is set to 6 foot 8 inches because it's 16 inches tall. The head height is set at 8 feet. And then if I go over here though, and I try to put that window in, I don't get any appearance of it. And the reason is because the window is above the cut plane, okay, of this particular view. So let's go back in here into the view range. We talked a little bit at the very first of the semester about view range, but edit the view range right here. And you'll see that the view range, the cut plane, is set at 4 feet. So this is being cut at 4 feet, which is the standard for all floor plans in architecture. But what we want to do, we're going to change this temporarily to 7 foot, probably 4 inches. Let's just change it to 7 foot 4 inches. Okay. And now it's being cut at 7 foot 4 inches. So when I go to put the window in, okay, now 32. Now notice that little gray there, okay? That shows the window and it's found the wall, okay? And the flipping back and forth there, that's the outside of the window, inside, that's outside. So I want the outside on the outside. And I'm just going to go down here and we'll start with the women's. And I'm going to put a window in there, okay? And you'll see it cut it, and I'm able to see it. I'm going to put one in here, okay? Kind of center it. And then I'm going to put one right here in the men's. Okay. And mechanical, no, I'm not going to put one in the mechanical. But those should work. Okay. And then the next thing I'm going to do is position them based on our 8-inch brick module. So I'm going to take some dimensions here, and I'm going to select the end of that curtain wall. And then I'm going to dimension there, and dimension there, and the same thing here, and here, and here, and here. Okay, and then I'm going to come down here to this door and make sure that this door is set also on a brick module. So to do that, what I'm going to do is go in here and select that modify, right, and select that window, and you'll see this is set to 17 foot 4 inches, or 4 and 23/32, something like that. That looks like a pretty good position for that window to be. So, but I'm going to change this to a brick module, which would be 17 foot 4 inches. Okay, whoops, that's 174. Forgot to put the foot symbol in there. Okay, and then of course it moved the window over. And so that dimension between the curtain wall is now a brick module. And then the next thing I'm going to do is click out here and then click on the dimension here and lock that dimension so it won't move on me. Okay. The next thing is between this and this, I'd like to have about 6 feet. And we're almost 6 feet there. So I'm going to click on here. Once again, click on this dimension, say 6 feet, say enter, and that should move the window. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to lock that dimension so it won't move. And then the distance between this window in the men's and the janitor's closet window, I'm going to make that the same 6 feet, right? So I'm going to select that window, and it's 5 foot 10 and something now. I'm going to say 6 foot, okay? And once again, lock that dimension so it won't move, so that right here I can add this in now, and you'll see this says 14 foot 1 7/8. Well, I want that to be 14 feet, so I'm going to type in 14 feet. Okay, and it moved that door just a little bit. And so now all those, so they'll be in the same proportion as everything else on this kind of 32-inch grid, as well as the brick module of 8 inches and 4 inches in height. So that puts that window in. Let's take a look at it. Let's go to our east wall over here, and there's our windows. Boom, boom, boom. Fantastic. And so I'm going to select those, use the control key, hold down to select another one, and then select the third one. And I'm going to copy those and put them up on here on every other level, on the 3 other levels. So I'm going to go in, and once again, I'm not going to use this copy. Okay, I'm going to use the clipboard copy. And then I'm going to go paste, and I'm going to align to selected levels. And I'm going to say, align this to level 2. I'm going to hold the control key down, say level 3, okay, and say okay, and boom. Now I've got my windows in and the other bathrooms and the janitor's closet up there. So I'm going to end this video here, and in the next video we're going to go in and add a door or two and add some more windows.